I don't know if most people realize how close we are to disaster on a daily basis with these viral diseases.
I mean, they are knocking on our door. You know, they're here.
All somebody needs to do is climb in an airplane. God forbid it's transmit as an aerosol. By the time the plane lands, everybody who was in that airplane is infected, everybody goes to different places, and now it spreads.
Climate change, travel, demographics, conflict, they're all adding up to the spread of infectious disease. So you better be concerned.
We in the U.S., we tend to worry when things come into our shores. That's when we worry. You know, we had an outbreak of Ebola. Oh, well, it's in Africa. You know, it was on the news. People were dying. Next thing you know, there was a case in Dallas. People got infected. Everybody panicked. And now everybody says, well, how come we don't have a drug? How come we don't have a vaccine? Well, there was very little investment. And I mean, there were, the government was providing grants and looking at things, but for the most part, many companies were not working on drugs or vaccines for example, in the case of Ebola or in the case of Zika.
So we're faced with an unusual problem. For-profit companies, which constitute the bulk of the R&D effort around virology, are focused on viral infections that potentially could generate very large profits.
So Drive being a not-for-profit is an advantage because we can focus on the things that the world needs that maybe aren't super profitable, but the world needs them and we're all going to need them one day.
Drive's focus is on single-stranded viral RNA infections. These infections, which have by and large only modest commercial potential, account for approximately 80%, 80, of our worldwide viral disease burden.
Our mission is to provide therapeutic agents to address unmet medical need. Neglected diseases, emerging diseases, such as chikungunya, Zika, the Ebola outbreak of 2014. Those are the kind of targets we're after.
Our goal is to develop products within an academic environment. This is totally new. So we can take a discovery and take it all the way through a proof of concept and move it forward and develop it potentially all the way to market like a biotechnology company would.
We have a team of really highly experienced people that have been very successful in the development of and commercialization of antiviral drugs. And we know the development pathway all the way from discovery through FDA approval.
We need to overcome a major funding gap in the development process known as the Valley of Death.
What ends up happening a lot of the times is that you get to a certain point in the development of a product and you run out of cash. You run out of money. That's it. That product sits there and no one picks it up.
If we were a biotech company or a pharmaceutical company, we could offer stock and have money come in to help develop those compounds. But we're a not-for-profit and we're going after some of these diseases that aren't so valuable.
We've got the scientists who know what they're doing. We've got the equipment that we need, but we need funding to be able to bring these projects forward, get them to the public where they're needed.
I think we have a pretty good record of showing that we have social impact. If you're an investor that's interested in giving money that really helps humanity, well, that's how you can do it.
Imagine a world where today's neglected diseases become tomorrow's manageable conditions, just as we saw with AIDS. Imagine a world where companies that focus on neglected diseases do good and do well at the same time. Even better, imagine a world where neglected diseases are things of the past.